Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to That's Good Talks. I'm your host, Zach, and this is going to be another one of our classic arguments that we see all the time. Three culprits in today's little scuffle between Sam, Aiden, and Luke. Sam, Aiden, and Luke all are coming at it from different sides. You're probably wondering, what could this argument be about where there's three different sides? Usually there's one side, and then there's another side, but maybe there's a little bit of a medium. The argument we are talking about is, of course, the age-old question of who would you rather take in a fight? 100 10-year-olds or 10 100-year-olds? As it had been reported to me from a currently anonymous source, this had been building up in a group chat over the past week or so. But in the end, who is really right? Is this something that we need to argue about? Probably not. Is it something that could ruin their reputation? If they slip up, you just never know what could happen. Now, let's just kind of take a look at this from each side of the story. All right, and I have it written down right here, straight from the source from Luke. This is what he's told me, word for word, of what he says about his side of the story. One large McChicken. Excuse me. If you're fighting 100 10-year-olds, what would that be like? That would be complete and utter chaos. 10-year-olds have no correlation with their body and their limbs and their movement. 10-year-olds aren't really built for any kind of battle like this. If you were to put two 10-year-olds to fight to the death, it would not end within probably a week. But then from the other side of the argument, Sam's like, hey, there are 100 of them. There are 100 of these 10-year-olds. Do you know how many people 100 people are? Let's take one of my college classes into example. There's about 35 or 40 people in the class. We fill up a pretty large room. I feel like, man, that definitely feels like a decent amount of people. 100, nearly doubling that, it just feels disproportionate. We then have taken quotes straight from the group chat regarding what Sam had said about his side, saying that it would be much easier to fight 10 100-year-olds. In his words, and I quote, "The only thing going on in a room with 10 100-year-olds is nothing but oxygen being converted to carbon dioxide." Now, I could agree with him on this, in which if I had to take a side, I would probably take the side of Sam. Because my grandma over the summer, she had sadly passed away at 97 years old. Right before that, she was pretty sharp. I won't lie. But give her 3 more years with 10 of those people, I don't really think there's going to be much going on besides the conversion of oxygen to carbon dioxide. In the next wording, Luke rebutes the take on the 10 100-year-olds, saying, well, they probably do have more experience, which is true. In 100 years of life, you probably have an experience with a scuffle or two. But again, this is 2025. These people were born in 1925. Do you know what was happening in 1925? World War II, the Great Depression, all the way to now, through COVID, through all of that. They've got some experience. I won't lie. And then our third character, Aiden, comes into play. He says, but it all depends on who is the one fighting them. Now, this is a great comparison. Sam is a taller guy. He's 6'4", 6'5". He's pretty built. And then Luke is a little shorter. Luke is sub 6 foot, maybe 5'8", 5'9". Not as in shape as Sam might be. So which one of them would be fighting? Now, I'll take me into an example. I'm smaller than Luke. I'm about 5'7", 5'8" on a good day, 190. I don't think I would put up the best fight. I'm not in the best shape to fight 110-year-olds, nor 10 100-year-olds. That's just not something I feel like I would be able to do. And Aiden's argument was actually kind of the one that de-escalated the entire argument. And in the end, Sam and Luke came back together and said, hey, I think we can both agree if you, Sam, were fighting in this fight, you could probably win either way. Or if it was Luke that was fighting, he could probably beat the 10 100-year-olds, but he might struggle a little bit with the 110-year-olds. Well, looks like that's all we had on the schedule today. Thank you for watching today's episode of That's Good Talks. I'm your host, Zach, and we'll see you guys next time.